We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, featuring Special K and Sam.
All right, my friends, It's all about food talk. It's food war time.
Food
It's not a war.
wars.
It's some people battle it out like what reigns supreme at a football watching party. Is it
There
wings?
are certain
Is it chips and dip?
necessary
Burgers,
foods.
hot dogs, things like that. The number one dip this week was revealed as something Sam knows very well. No, not spinach.
What is it?
The cheese.
Queso.
No, not queso.
Buffalo chicken.
Seven-layer dip?
Your buffalo dip.
Buffalo chicken dip.
Buffalo chicken dip is the number one dip
Outraged
choice
queso?
for this week. Yes.
That's really good.
Buffalo chicken dip. I know they sell it at Trader Joe's because a friend of mine brought it to my house once when we had friends
No,
over.
never.
And I was like, I never had this
I feel
in
like
my
dips
life.
are bigger if
It
you
was
count
so
the whole
good.
United States. Because like up north, we didn't have. I never heard of queso till I moved down here.
What?
I was like
True.
22.
Yeah, people didn't know
Like,
what queso was when I lived
Maybe
in
at Velveeta, you know what I mean?
There's like
It was-
regional
Yeah.
foods.
But we
you know?
had 7-layer dip. We had
Oh, yeah.
your buffalo
buffalo
dip,
wings,
spinach
stuff like that.
artichoke.
Hey,
Crock pot
sidebar.
dip.
My phone is listening to us, and somehow I hit the button for recording voice text, and everything we just said got sent to my kid's teacher just now.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
she's
gosh.
going to really enjoy that.
She's like, oh, buffalo layer dip.
Well, it's a good thing
had
we weren't doing
buffalo
roses.
chicken.
I'm cheating.
Can you imagine that? She's like, what is she sending me?
Cheating on Tassos? What?
Buffalo chicken dip. Okay, so that was ranked the number one dip this week for Super Bowl watching parties, the buffalo chicken dip. Yes, queso, that's a staple, but it's tricky if you don't have the right machinery to keep it warm throughout. You don't want it to overboil and get
fondue
crusty
pot?
burned on the bottom. You don't want it to get cold and too hard because then you can't get any of it. It's got to be like a little mini crock pot or something like that that's on low. So it just stays at a
Now,
good temperature to keep it
I heard
liquid.
a chef that he was on a sports station a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about food for the Super Bowl. And he said, when you get wings, don't get the sauce on the wings. Get the sauce on the side.
Really?
Because then you put because by the time it sits there in it, it gets too sauce or something.
I like the sauce
But I
to
like the
permeate
sauce. And then he says, order the sauce, but then you pour it in there and mix it up and stuff. Now, I don't agree with
Like
that.
per serving.
Yeah, because you just, a lot of them are wet.
Now,
Unless
when
you
you
get like
eat
Louisiana rub, like I like Louisiana rub from
that's so
Wingstop.
good. Yeah.
And that doesn't have any
Sauce. It's
sauce.
dry.
No, it's a dry
rub.
Well, the number one Super Bowl food is wings.
Oh, yeah.
According
Yeah, it's
to
gotta be
Fox
wings.
Sports
Has to be.
survey of sports fans.
That outdoes pizza, I'd have to say.
Pizza
now,
number two.
Have you ever been so baller that you'll get multiple different restaurants? Like, I love Hooters wings, the breaded. But I also,
my favorite.
I love those things. Oh, my God, they're so good. But I also, like you said, Louisiana rub from Wingstop.
Wingstop, because I've gone like 2 or 3 years in a row, and they have like they have tables set up. Mm-hmm. So when you walk in, it's not like you just order. You got to order online. Don't just think you can go in there.
Who do you think
Yeah,
of?
sure. It
Yeah.
probably takes
And
a
then
long time.
you go over there and tell them your name, and because they tell you the time. Or you tell them when you
If
want.
y'all had
pick it up.
to take a guess, like, who do you think is your favorite wing distributor? Like, are you going to pick a Hooters
You know, I'm
or
not a
Wingstop?
connoisseur usually of the wings,
Pluckers.
but I have
Pluckers are big.
really
Those are big
enjoyed-
ones.
Those are massive.
Wingstop. I've really enjoyed Wingstop wings when I've had them. Pluckers are huge.
Huge. Oh, it's
overwhelming.
I had no idea when I first went to
Yeah.
Pluckers. I was like, what is this?
And I don't get paid for this, but Raising Cane's has tailgate
The combo boxes.
boxes. Like you get like 75 of those.
Yeah.
Raising Cane's and
Well, the
10.
combo box is one
But
thing.
then
But you
the
can
combo-
buy the catering,
The
like
catering one, it comes in the big
But
tin.
those are wings. They're
yes,
planks, right?
They're
But,
just the
you
chicken.
know, kids
tenders.
Yeah.
my kids want the chicken tender
Yeah, they
stuff.
don't
I'm
want the bone.
like, what? The bone is half the fun.
If
Yeah,
you,
I don't
if you
want the
go
bone.
to
I want
Raising,
boneless.
if you go to a Raising Cane's drive-thru, it'll show you how you can buy the giant, just huge pan of the chicken fingers and the gallons of tea and lemonade and stuff like that. And that is pretty clutch. And also those combo boxes I was talking about has all the stuff per box, so you could my daughter's birthday she had 12 girls over at our house. I got 12 combo boxes and didn't have to deal with anybody looking for a plate or looking for some sauce. I'm like, okay, everybody just grab a box and go. That could be an
They're
option
probably-
too.
It's probably cheaper though if you get.
You probably want just the
50
the
or 75
tenders.
So
Now,
there's
as far
things
as
like that.
homemade,
but
do
plan
you-
ahead though. You better be planning today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes. Because
Day of.
actually in 2018, Kevin, do you remember this? In 2018, when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, there was a place on I-10. It's closed now, but it was a legit Philly cheesesteak place.
Yeah.
And I had called to get one cheesesteak. I just wanted one cheesesteak to know how do they do it because I hadn't been there yet. I thought, okay. So I had ordered it online.
Tony Luke's.
It was Tony Luke's. I ordered it online. I walk in there. You would think it was Black Friday 1994 and the DVDs are $5. It was so packed in there. And I was like, hi, I'm just...
They were good.
I'm just here to pick up my order. It's just one cheesesteak. There was a lady next to me. She goes, I've been waiting 25 minutes for an order I put in yesterday online. So good luck. And I was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
So I probably gave it, how long did I give it? I remember talking about it in the air. I probably gave it like 15, 20 minutes. And I go, okay, clearly. And they weren't answering the phone at all. Mm-mm. And the lady said to the other guy, don't answer the phone. We can't take any more volume.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they were just letting the phone go off the hook. So I just said, listen, it's already paid for. It's fine. I don't need it. You can just add it to her order. I'm out. So I never had it, and then they shut down. I was so sad.
Which is weird that they shut down because they were so legit and so packed all the time.
Maybe it was their lease.
People are good, cookers. They can cook and that, but they're just not good at business.
Yeah, they just weren't making the numbers.
Like
work.
if that happened there, that shouldn't have happened. They should have had a plan.
Right.
Any place should have a plan.
But because Philly is in the Super Bowl, anybody who probably has like a Philly cheesesteak type of restaurant, which I'm not really sure what is around except for Jake's.
Our
for
boss
Jake's,
Leslie,
maybe?
she's got Jack Stacks coming from Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
Jack Stacks?
Cheap food.
That's their big like burnt ends and like their barbecue.
Oh.
It's kind of like what would you guys pick? Eagles, it's cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
And they have barbecue. Which would you pick out of those two?
I'd take
Cheesesteaks.
barbecue.
I take
Cheesesteaks.
barbecue.
Well, we have such good
Yeah.
Texas barbecue. I got to go
East Coast.
cheesesteaks and try something
Their
different.
barbecue is really good.
I've not had it yet.
The
You're going to
closest.
try next week.
Yes, I'll be there next
The
week.
closest, and actually not too far from you, Roula, is Charlie's in Memorial City Mall. They
Is that
make
right?
yeah,
Oh, really?
they make a cheesesteak that's fairly close to what you get in
In
Philly.
the food court?
Yes, in the food court. And I've never had Jersey Mike's because I only want the number 7.
Mark's gotten their
Yeah.
cheesesteaks before. They're not bad. You know who I was shocked about? Nico's had a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, did they
which
really have
I
it?
was
Really? The Greek
shocked.
place.
It was incredible.
Oh, I wanna try
it was
it.
probably one of the best
What
ones
made
I've
it-
had since here in
What do you
Houston.
think?
Nice.
What made it? Do you think the
The
bread?
meat quality and the
meat?
bread. It was the meat quality, the bread, the peppers, the onions.
They
like
have the
they just
tzatziki
had,
sauce on it.
No, you don't put
Oh.
tzatziki on a Philly
Philly
cheesesteak.
cheesesteak.
What? I'm thinking because it's Nico's.
That's
I
what-
didn't
no,
know
no,
they
no,
did
no.
a
No,
fusion.
it
Let me
was
ask you this.
Excuse
Was it
me.
chopped meat or was it sliced meat?
I want to say it was chopped meat.
Because when I was living in Philly, and Kevin, you know this from growing up in that area, you had Gino's, which is sliced ribeye steak. It was slices.
I didn't like that.
And then you had Pat's and Jim's, which would chop it up.
That's what I like.
And,
Yeah, I like
and like
that.
I could not get on board with the chopped up
Which one does
What?
that? So-
I could not. I thought Gino's was raised
Who's
the
Gino's
cream.
with?
Geno's is like a steakum. No one wants a freaking
Yes,
steakum.
that's
Oh my God,
exactly
it's
the
so
same
damn good.
concept.
I forgot
Yeah,
about
yeah,
those
yeah.
things.
And they're so greasy.
Oh,
and-
God.
Do you like the
Ugh.
cheese whiz on it, or do you like
No,
the?
absolutely
You gotta go
not.
whiz wit.
Provolone. I do
Is it
provolone.
That's what I
provolone
do.
cheese that you guys are? You
You
ever
could do provolone,
Or
but
pepper
like
jack.
mozzarella?
the way you're supposed to order it when you're there is a whiz wit. A whiz
Yeah,
wit
I
means it's the
know,
meat,
but-
the cheese whiz, and the onions. It's a whiz wit.
I'd love to try that. But
I mean, you
never-
could try it, but I don't know who has like who like
has, like, the
Because
slices,
whenever I watch
yeah.
football games in Philly, like Cowboys versus Philadelphia, they'll show the guy with that big, like, looks like a oil dipstick. Put the cheese whiz on it.
yeah.
Put it on the bun.
I did like provolone though, and then they do pizza steaks. They do
Yeah, that's the
marinara
mozzarella
provolone.
one with
Yeah.
the pizza
Okay.
sauce on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That one's always good.
So we're talking about Super Bowl food here on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. If you are just tuning in, the number one food as voted on by Fox Sports fans is wings. Number two,
Yeah.
pizza. Number three, chips and dip are a must-have at your party. Then nachos. Then sliders. Then loaded potato
I think you gotta have
skins.
pizza and wings. If you go to a party,
yeah.
they don't have those two things.
Then there's something wrong.
This party sucks.
Yeah. Now, have
Well,
you ever?
do you bring something to the parties before you
No, you
judge
bring
them
a-
on not having what you
You
want?
bring out like a 12-pack of
A
stuff.
special-
If I'm
thing.
bringing things though, like say we're doing a potluck kind of Super Bowl thing, I'm not bringing wings or pizza.
what about like
the host?
a
The host
What are you bringing?
should
The-
bring
your
that.
dip.
spinach artichoke dip?
I would maybe bring buffalo chicken dip or like meatballs in a crock pot. I feel like that's really simple. It's not as messy and it's easy.
No,
like,
the home
to
person
take.
should bring the pizza because they have
Right, the
delivered
host,
or
yeah.
they can go pick it up somewhere close.
Yeah, but so many people are so picky about their pizza.
Well, I mean,
Like
you
you
just
would
choose
just
a
use
pepperoni.
a
multiple
pepperoni.
types.
yeah, go to
Yeah.
Tailspin. You can get all kinds of that cowboy one we had
that's true.
on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Holy crap!
You
that
get your
was good.
pineapple pizza, Sam.
You
That's
love your
right.
pineapple.
I
Yeah,
do.
if you get pineapple pizza, that was all you had. I'd be
I'm
like,
just gonna get pizza
this
that
party
people
really sucks.
doesn't like. So
They
I
got
can eat
Johnny
it all.
Walker Red pineapple pizza. Eric's dream.
you
Yes,
better not.
Come on
Eric's
over, Eric. Come on over.
I'd be like, you must have a car up there on blocks in front of your house too.
Whoa, that is
Mr.
Stop.
The shade on
You
that.
got Johnny Walker
Wow.
Red.
Okay, let's move along. Yesterday we took a vote in the 9 o'clock hour of the show. In the 9 o'clock hour of the show, we took a vote on what Roula's relationship roulette should be about because we had two choices. One choice was who is. They already know the relationship is over, and in their head, they know they have to plan the breakup. So who's planning a breakup, and how are you going to do it? Like, where are you going to do it? The other choice was, what is the silly Well, first it was, what's the nickname, just in general, that your friends have given your ex? And I said, oh no, too many bad word answers.
But we got a lot of great texts
So we changed it to
yesterday.
silly nickname of your ex. Well, that one didn't win, but we got lots of funny texts on that. We'll do that another time, because for this one, it's all about the breakup. If you know the relationship you're in is over and you know you have to end it, who's planning a breakup right now and how are you going to do it?
Yeah, you can change your name.
Yeah.
Your voice sounds totally different on the phone. Roula will call in and people don't believe it's Roula.
It doesn't sound the same.
Don't call up and say, hi, my name is Mandy, and I'm breaking up with Josh in 2 days.
He lives in the Woodlands.
He lives in the Woodlands and he works in oil and gas. I'm like,
gosh.
what? Okay, 833-390 KRBE is our phone number. Give us a call on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric on KRBE.
Spin the wheel, find out what's the deal. It's Roula's relationship roulette on KRBE.
Throw in the phone number real quick. 833-390 KRBE.
That's right.
Get a little fill time there.
Yeah, Phil. With Ryan and with Eric.
On the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Spin the wheel, find out what's the deal. It's Roula's relationship roulette on KRBE.
Love it. All right. See, AI does good sometimes.
Oh, I never knew
Is that new?
I never knew that part.
No, it's 2 minutes long. She keeps
Oh, my
going.
God.
I always just pot it down.
I never heard that part.
And he's still going.
Yeah, he's still good.
It's like 3 false endings.
Oh, we had to pay 20 for this one. I'm pretty sure we had to pay double for this
damn.
one.
Oh, my gosh, hilarious.
I think he may even say it again. We still have 50
Spin the
seconds.
wheel, find out what's the deal.
That's good. We have one caller.
Relationship roulette on KRBE.
Wow. Thank you. AI.
You want me to pot him down
All right,
now?
our phone number is
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
833-390-5723. We want to hear from you right now. If you're considering a breakup, if you're thinking about, I think the relationship is done, I'm going to break up. We want to hear from you.
How are you going to
plan?
plan to do it? Hi, Janelle's up first. Good morning, Janelle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Janelle, give us the background. How long have you been with this person, and how long have you known it's going to be over, and how are you going to do it?
Okay, so we've been kind of on and off for about 8 years.
What does that mean, by the way?
That's no joke.
What does that mean? Like, you'll break up, and how long a gap is there before you get back together?
We will break up for maybe like no longer than 6 months, so like 3 to 6 months each time.
Oh, wow.
Just
Wow, that's a
over
long time.
Wow.
arguments and yeah.
And before you know it, 8 years has flown
So
by.
8 years and you're like, I'm done. I'm planning this.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the plan? You going to do it this weekend? Super Bowl time?
Yeah, during the game.
Yeah.
Did you remember we broke up?
I'm gonna wait till after Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Oh, you got
What
good gift
is
Get
coming.
a good gift.
What is the death nail this time, though, Janelle? Like,
Yeah,
what is it this time that's happened? You're like, okay, that's it. We've gone back and forth 8 years. This is it. What was it? What's the trigger for this breakup?
Well, for New Year's, I gave him an ultimatum.
Oh.
I told him, if we're not going to at least, be serious, get engaged, that whole kind of thing,
Mhm.
that I was going to be done. He didn't do that. It's February. Time's up.
Is that why you're
Yeah.
waiting until Valentine's Day just in case he does?
You're right. That's
Oh.
exactly
Oh.
Wait a second.
That's
So
what
if
I'm
he
thinking.
gives you a ring on Valentine's Day, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm in this for life now. Or
wow.
if he doesn't, it's over.
Reconsider.
Now,
Oh, you'll reconsider.
you are still in love with him, right?
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. That's a hard thing to do, to walk away from somebody when you love them.
Like, what? You don't have to say your exact age, but are you like in your 30s? Your 40s, 20s?
Yes, 32.
32.
Okay.
So 8 years, that's a
Yeah.
long time.
That is a long time,
It
and
is.
it
He's
is
taking
time to
some-
pee or get off the toilet.
Yeah, you start dating
Right?
Did she say why he's so...
And is there
Scared to do it?
is there a reason he's given you for the lack of commitment?
Oh, I think that he's just scared. He doesn't come from anyone in his family that's been married. I come from a 2-parent household. My parents have been married forever. So I just don't think it's an urgency for him, and for me it is. So
Yeah.
if you're not going to do it, get out of the way. You're in the way of my husband.
Exactly
yeah,
right.
you want to have
See,
kids, you want to
know
have a
that.
I
family.
like that. Have you ever heard it like that?
Yeah, I like that. She's right.
Yeah, 32, you're right.
He's standing in the way. He's the
for you.
hurdle on the
No,
track.
Good for you
Yeah. If you
for
do find
knowing what
someone
you
else, takes
want.
a while.
Exactly right.
Instead of always, I was the same way in the sense, not trying to compare, but like my husband, he didn't have, his parents were divorced. He wasn't sure if he wanted to get married. I always wanted to get married, and we were together for 6+ years before we finally got engaged. So
You're like, it's
Yeah, I didn't give him the ultimatum, but at the same time, it was like, okay, why am I waiting around?
Like, you wouldn't be
when
32.
I want a husband.
Like, if you're 32 now, you'd be like, I would not be with
Yeah,
him.
no. So I
think it's important that you both have
Do
your
what you
goals
want.
shared right up front. Like, hey, look, this is what I want out of life.
You can wait. Up to
Listen,
20
8 years
or
ago
so.
when y'all met, it was
That's
just
true.
young love. Let's see where this goes. But you know how fast 8 years can fly by? It sounds like a long time, but I bet for you, Janelle, you're like, oh my God, what are we doing? It has been 8 years of this. 8 years of
And
this.
that was the reason for the ultimatum, because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not going into another year of this back and forth crap. Like, no, I'm not doing it.
Now, do you think he will try when you lay it down and dump him? Do you think he's going to, like, say something like, I do want to be with you, like, just give me 2 more months or something, like, try and string you
No,
along? Or?
I've heard it all.
Yeah.
We've been there, done that. No, I'm done.
And you have to
done.
remind yourself this, Janelle. If when you decide to break up with him, if this ring doesn't pop up and you really say yes to this, he might be missing the comfort of you more than you.
Yeah.
When you tell him you're going to walk away. And that's a very dangerous game because you do have love for him. I mean, look how extreme it is. You're either ready to marry him or
Yep.
ready to lose him.
Yep.
And, we were talking about the not.com earlier this morning about
Yeah, KNOT.
KNOT about
Okay.
months to get married and blah, blah, blah. The average age to get married is 32 across
you're
the
right
country.
there.
Okay.
You're right there. So you're right. He is standing in the way of your husband if he's not going to be the husband. And you also don't want a man to propose to you just to hold on to you and put a ring on your finger and then never actually get
yeah,
married.
well, if he does
to you.
that,
Yeah.
he does that, and that bought me 2 years.
You got to get married within a year if that's the case.
Stick
You
to your
either 8
guns.
years. So yeah, Janelle, can you let us know what happens? I'm just so curious because Valentine's Day weekend is next weekend. Maybe he does something before then.
Yeah,
all
stay
right?
in touch.
Hang on the line. Let me get your number off the air
Yeah, hold
so we
on.
can check
Talk
back
to
in with
Ahmad.
you. Thank you so much for calling our show. And that really is a good message for anybody listening right now who might be in a relationship where you don't realize you're just getting your chain yanked back and forth, back and forth. This
People
person,
are
if they were really
scared,
that
though.
into you, they would have committed.
People
by
are
now.
scared of change, even
Or
when
be
it's a
alone.
good change.
They don't want to be alone. Mm-hmm. Think about it. This guy's got. Now he's like, I don't want to be alone. I like having you with me, but I don't
That's
want to
not
be
a good
alone.
enough reason to be in a relationship just because you.
How many people are
fear being
scared?
alone.
It's not fair to the person that you are not really that in love with, but you
No.
just want them there because it's comfort.
My first marriage, I think we just felt like Sam. Well, we've been together this long. Let's get married because we were dating since 16.
Yeah, no.
So by 23, we're like, and then when you're
What else
16
do
to
you
23,
do?
that's
Yeah.
pretty much because the first 5 years of your life you don't remember.
Listen,
So
can,
it's really
can I throw
compact.
this to Eric for a lot of those listening to our show right now? Maybe they haven't heard us talk about this multiple times over the years we've been together. The quarter life crisis. I just talked about this on Weekends with Roula. Quarter life crisis came to be in 2000. The New York Times wrote an article about people who start dating either in high school or college, get married right after graduation, and by 28, 29, they're out of it. They divorce because they're having a quarter life crisis. They're like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but my life is changing and I need something new. Eric started dating his high school girlfriend.
16, and then by
Went to college together. You
27
don't think go to college together, did
Yeah,
you?
we went to college
She
together.
went
She
to the
followed
same
me at-
one.
I mean, she was doing art and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but my sisters are mad. Why is she going with you? You need to,
Explore.
be around other people. But I'm like, well, she helps me do my homework, so.
Oh, my
And then
God.
y'all got engaged. How far after graduation did y'all get engaged?
What was it 90?
Like, was like within a year?
I graduated 96.
Okay.
It's like a year later.
So within a year, you were engaged.
Engaged in 90. No, I got married in 97. So 90. No, we graduated 96 and we were engaged like that fall.
Okay.
Okay, and then y'all
And we got married the next year in
your
March of
son.
97 and had him. And then we're like, well, this is my life.
Yeah.
working
And
the
we got
You
married.
don't sound very excited about that.
Well, now that I think back,
Yeah.
I thought it was great until we moved to Dallas when I met you, Ryan.
Yeah.
That time she was working with other people. Things were changing. I'm like, this is not the girl I married. First of all, she didn't have her license. So that was hard. I was driving around as like a chauffeur. We're not the same
You just
people.
weren't in
How
Also,
bad that must have hurt because you get that sickness.
Because you got your kid. You
that-
want, I don't know. I never wanted to be a divorce guy.
No, and you have that burning pit in your stomach because you know something's going on,
Yeah.
and the hell you went through.
Yeah. So you just.
and to your point
I would say
about
people do change.
changing.
At 27, 28, you're not the same. You shouldn't be. You should always be trying to be better.
You should either be growing together because Mark and I started dating when I was 20. He was 21. And now I'll be 33 this month. So
grow
you
together.
Go through,
And that happens for a lot of people.
We grew together. It was either
Instead of growing apart.
And some people take different
but I was
routes.
afraid to be alone.
catalyst, Eric, the catalyst too
Yeah.
to the quarter life crisis divorce, like
dog,
what you went
Eric.
through, was what you said. You got a dog.
I should have done that. It would have been cheaper.
Your wife started changing.
And now I have a baby.
Because as y'all were growing up into your adulthood, and she had her job and you had yours, you didn't recognize her anymore. And in that article, the quarter life crisis catalyst is 25 is the number one year that you change the most. Like 25 is that turning point of your life, of who you become as an adult and what direction you go for your
Because
career.
college is done. You're pretty much in the real world.
You got to
Yeah.
figure it
Yes.
out. And it's scary because how many times have I said about the post-graduation freak out? You know, everyone's like expecting you to think you know everything now because you graduated college. You're an adult. You graduate college. You're like, oh my God, I'm still a kid.
What
I'm
do I
like, I'm
do
still
now?
a kid. I can't afford rent. I don't make a living wage. What am I going to do?
Somebody tells me about interest on cars when you
Oh
buy
my
them.
God. What's my
12%
credit
finance
score?
rate.
Credit
What?
card bills, and you're thinking, I'll just pay $40 off this
I
month.
told Roula I bought a car in Dallas. Speaking of Dallas, I was with you in a Ford Explorer. I think my interest rate was 22.5%.
Oh my God, that's like almost loan
I
shark.
didn't even know what that was. Like I didn't understand.
Oh, wow.
car.
And you're
Did I
making
used
a minimum payment?
Yeah.
No, on the car you have
On
just
the car,
the
yeah.
car payment was so
So,
high
but
because
you
of a
can't-
22%
I don't
rate.
think I put money
can pay
down.
off the principal if you
I
want.
was upside down on that car. The only thing that saved me was gap insurance.
Upside down means the car is worth less than what you owe on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then I got in a
man.
perfect wreck. Someone hit me right in the front.
Oh.
Totaled it. I made $6,000.
And because you still have
Oh,
gap
nice.
insurance.
Yeah, so I'm a big
A proponent of gap insurance.
Gap insurance.
Yeah, anyone who buys a car that's worth enough, you should get the gap insurance,
Yeah, okay.
which will cover that gap in the price of the car versus the worth of the car.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
if you wreck it and you still owe that much on it, you still have to pay that much.
Once you
There are
drive out the
certain
lot, it
vehicles-
it depreciates
Yeah,
so fast.
I mean, like a car like a Mercedes or something. The second it goes off the lot,
Probably
it's
lose like
depreciated
30%.
33%.
Is it 33?
Yeah.
This is why I lease.
Yeah.
It's not mine. I'm just borrowing it. I'll give it right back to them. They'll give me a new one. All right. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, what actress, when she asked the director of her show, is everything okay? Is something wrong? Oh, no, I think you look beautiful. Just don't gain any weight.
Oh.
Who got that? Who got that line? We'll talk about that next on the Roland Ryan Show with Eric and KRBE.
Right here. Go. KRBE's Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Celebrity Scoop.
It's brought to you by Taquerias Arandas, and I've got Monster Jam tickets for you guys. Monster Jam. We were talking about this, how it's really fun for the whole family. It's
It
4
is.
tickets. It's this weekend, and you have a chance to get upgraded to front row seats, do a meet and greet, get pit passes, and a swag bag. So caller 15, that's on you, 833-390. KRBE is our phone number, 833-390-5723. Caller 15, we're going to hook you up with Monster Jam tickets. Okay, so Sex and the City was a very successful series for HBO.
Heard of it?
Melrose Place was a very successful series for Fox. 2 different animals, though, because one was on national television. The ABC networks is what we call them, the alphabet networks, even though it's, Fox, but still one of the mains. And then you had to pay for HBO to know Sex and the City. But Kristen Davis has had quite the career. She played a villain hardcore on Melrose Place.
That's why I could
Everyone hated
never.
Brooke.
Oh, she was?
When I heard she was
Oh,
on
yeah.
Sex and the City, I was like, maybe that's why I didn't watch it the first couple of years. First I couldn't afford HBO, but then I was like, she's so evil.
My introduction to Kristen Davis was this crazy psycho on Melrose Place
She's so
named
good.
Brooke. Then she got Sex and the City, but I also didn't watch that because I don't think I paid attention to that
I watched
series.
Sex and the City from day one.
Well, for Melrose Place fans, Ryan, what was so weird is to turn Brooke into this prim and proper,
She was.
prudy little Charlotte York.
But
She has a
Melrose-
goody two-shoes,
Melrose
yeah.
Place-
Totally.
oh.
But on Melrose Place, she was nuts.
Was she a
was
sister?
nuts.
She was someone's sister.
No, you're thinking of Sydney and Jane.
Oh yeah, Sydney was. Oh yeah,
Sydney
really
was
bad,
also
too.
crazy.
But
She was
the-
like the second coming of Sydney.
Yeah, they just keep coming back with
So
crazy
nutty.
girls.
So anyway, when Kristen Davis was on that show, it was the hottest thing in America. I mean, everybody knew Amanda, who was Heather Locklear. Everybody knew Andrew Shue. Everybody knew Jake, right?
Who was it? Was Andrew Shue or no?
Andrew Shue was
Grant Show.
Grant Show
Grant
was Jake.
Show? Was Shaw
Andrew
or
Shue and
Show?
Allison. What's her
Show
name?
or something?
Courtney Thorne Smith were roommates. Billy and Allison
It was so big, even Seinfeld, which got like 28 million people a week,
Did an
a whole
entire episode
in
on
reference
Melrose
to it.
Place.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
how
remember that. He was dating a cop, and she gave him a lie detector test. And
because he would not
failed.
admit to watching Melrose
I
Place.
thought, oh, men can't watch this.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "It's crazy crazy? Jane took back Michael. What are they doing? Like,
Folded.
I mean, you are a massive force in the social scene. If another hit show is taken on
a
your
different
show
channel, not
on
even-
a different network,
Yeah, not even promoting
taken on
them.
your show. So anyway, Kristen Davis said the years that she was on Melrose Place, it was a frenzy, it was a hysteria, but it also so much pressure. And she was only on for 2 seasons.
That's
and
it?
Yeah, it was just 2 seasons, and then she moved on to the next project, which was Sex and the City. She also was in Friends. She was an episode where Joey was dating this girl, and she really liked him, and asked Phoebe and Rachel, "What do you think? You kind of get me in with him?" And they're like, "Oh, that's great." And then Joey's like, "No, it's fine. I'll just sleep with her, and who cares?" And then later, Joey's like, "I really do like her. I took your advice, guys. I really do like her." And then she's like, "I don't really like him that much." And like, "You're going to break up with him?" So she also had a cameo appearance on Friends. Anyway, so she said that she was, off scene, right? Like they just were filming, but they're on set. Thomas Calabro, who played Jane's husband, Michael Mancini.
Yeah, Michael.
He started out.
You're bringing back memories.
They started out as like a very bland couple, and then I don't know what writer got into Aaron Spelling's Fortress
And made him like a...
and turned him into one of the most hated, psycho, cheating husband villains ever. And so Thomas Calabro said he thought that she looks great. Kristen, you look great. I don't think you should be stressing the producers. And she's like, "Wait, what are you talking about? I'm stressing the producers? Is that so crazy to drop that on her? Be like, "Oh, I think it's great. I don't know what they're talking about." She goes, "What are they talking
They're
about?
talking about me?
Wow.
Who's talking about what?"
Yeah.
So she went to one of her directors and said, "I mean, is everything okay? Did somebody say something? Did Mr. Spelling say something?" And that guy was like, "Oh, no, it's fine. You look beautiful. Just don't gain any more weight." And so then that's all she started thinking about. Like, what is wrong? Like, what is wrong? Because everybody in that show was super skinny. Heather Locklear was crazy
those
skinny.
short dresses, those tight
The
dresses.
super short
that started
skirts.
that whole, like Ally McBeal then came around with that.
Is that the pencil
Yeah.
skirt?
I don't know what that is.
The not pencil skirt, just very micro mini.
The mini skirt.
Very
okay.
micro mini.
Yeah, it's very-
And also Ally McBeal's show that was on, I think, after
They're kinda-
Melrose, also did the very short
They
minis.
started copying what their success. That was the formula.
So Kristen Davis said, "Okay, so after that, I really focused on every single person is gorgeous and super skinny. So this is what I have to do." And then so
Did her
she just
character end
took,
up dying in a pool
yes.
face up? or
And then
face
she
down?
came back or something and
Wait,
scared
she
them.
came back from the dead?
Like there was some hallucination the main character with her had about her rising out of the
They
waters.
need to put
of
that
the
on
pool.
Netflix. That show would explode.
Oh man, Melrose Place back on Netflix.
Like a
Would we laugh at how
24-year-old
stupid it is, or
Not-
would we still be so sucked
Well,
in?
the tech, they didn't have cell phones. And
I just think people would love it. If you said
Do they have pagers in that one?
they had to, 'cause they're
Maybe.
doctors.
Oh, probably they had pagers.
They had,
Have they ever
a gay
rebooted
character?
it?
He's like one of the first gay characters that actually.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Oh, okay.
And he's
role.
actually straight in real life and married the girl who played Sydney. They're married in real life.
He was on Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, he was Tom. Lynette's
that was
husband,
Tom. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played the first gay character
On a national hit
national
show
spotlight where he was like just
This is before Will and Grace.
not talked about. It wasn't like he's gay. It was just like, oh, he's gay.
Yeah.
It
Which is
wasn't
how
like
it should be. I mean,
But that's not how it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kristen Davis said, if you had hips, it was a situation. Remember the movie Knocked Up when Katherine Heigl's working for E, and although it's fictional, you know what happened? They're like, okay, so you're pregnant now, so when are you going to like compress and tighten?
It's the guy
Need you
from-
to compress
The guy
and
from
tighten.
Resident Alien and
Oh, yeah,
Dodgeball,
he's
Pirate.
not-
Steve,
Yeah.
the pirate.
Compress
from Dodgeball.
and tighten,
Compress
yes.
and tighten. Which, by the
Yeah,
way,
Sam,
if you missed
you
our,
gotta tighten,
if you missed the
compress.
gender reveal today,
Sorry,
Sam will
guys.
compress and tighten after baby number 2.
Which is, Sam, what are you having for people that didn't hear?
Boy, mom.
Yeah. Another little beautiful boy.
Man, Misty better watch out and run for her life because these boys are going to be dive bombing off couches trying to jump on her like wrestling moves.
Yeah, use her as
My sons are massive too. Like this baby's already in the 70th percentile. In
Oh, wow.
Santiago, people think he looks like he's 4, and he's not
So
even.
you're going to
2
have 2
yet.
football players.
We're
You could
gonna
be
have, like, D1
like JJ Watt's
linebackers.
mom. You could be
Yes.
like the mom that has 2 NFL sons.
Good lord.
I hope
Because you
we're-
do love football.
I hope we're doing this show in like 8 or 10 years so I can take them to WWE matches and stuff.
They're just going to be
Because they're going to be like 8 and 10 years old. They're going to be into wrestling.
They're going to be
into
wild.
moves.
Uncle Eric.
I'm already
yeah.
ready for this.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
what's going down in H-Town?
104.1 KRBE.
So you know how like a lot of office buildings are pretty vacant. Like the one we're in right now is largely vacant. And downtown, the Capitol is remodeling. This company, Sugarland's SLTX Capital, is remodeling this 116-year-old building, the Scanlon office building. It's that building that it's got like the big mural on the side of a boy riding a bike. Have you ever gone by that building?
I don't remember
I
that
don't know
one.
well
Do you know what
enough.
street it's on?
Yeah, it's on 405 Main. So it's a 116-year-old building. All the tenants will be out by the end of the year, and they're going to renovate it and turn it into residential living. So
That's
like
near
a
like
big project.
Prague.
Is that right?
Remember Prague nightclub?
Yeah.
I think it's around in that area.
It's an 11-story building.
Wait, did you say Sugarland though? I'm trying to visualize
Sugarland based company
Yeah,
Capital
yeah.
is
Oh, I was like,
remodeling.
I'm thinking Sugarland.
I'm sorry
I go,
about that.
okay.
I went too. I'm like,
I was a little
I was like,
young.
Main
then.
Street in Sugarland?
I'm like Kevin was partying in a place called Prague and
Yeah,
Sugarland.
no, I
No,
remember
no,
Prague
no.
for sure, Kev. I remember Prague.
What was the other Russian Red Star?
Oh yeah,
was like a
Red
Russian
Star.
theme.
Red Star was a club also.
That
I remember
there was
Louisiana.
Red Door.
Yeah.
There was Red Star.
Yeah.
There was Prague, which was a former
Yeah.
bank.
They like to do
and
like,
then Mercury Room.
Mercury
I
Room.
remember that one. So this building, it was only appraised at $7.5 million, and they're going to turn it into this massive 140-unit complex.
I still say these buildings should do paintball.
Oh my
like Die Hard style. Different floors.
Are they going to have enough people that want to do that?
Yeah. How are they going to? They'd have
You
to
could do,
have
like,
like
half these
5,000
buildings,
people wanting to play paintball
by my
at
house,
once.
By my house, I see these buildings. You could take 5 floors and make it all paintball. Be so awesome.
All right, you invest in that. You let us know. how
Probably
it's
somebody
going.
go through a
Oh, it
window.
hurts so bad, Eric. We already know
I know it
this.
was painful. I probably wouldn't play though.
No, I would
I'm a
not play
wimp.
again.
In an office building?
Remember the chick was right behind me, literally as close as Ahmad is, which is like 2 feet away, and she shot me in the back, and she's like, "Oh, I thought you were on the other team."
Oh my God. How bad did that hurt?
I wanted to stab her in the face.
Did you
I
have a
hope she
bruise
is
for
listening.
weeks?
Dear.
Kevin, it hurts
It's a-
so bad.
Sam and I were on the team. Remember?
I was like,
You
I'm
had a
sitting
race.
in front of you, facing the same way. Why would I be on the other
You
team?
put your hand on like you put your hand on that window and then you
God.
run.
She just wanted to shoot you.
I think she did. I think that
Wow.
was her way of
Our team
being
got
like,
smoked. That guy knew how to. He was
We
like
got
140 yards
dominated.
away.
He was like a little
They blew the whistle.
sniper.
Next thing you know, I turned.
Dominated.
I got shot in the neck. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
He shot his wife in the face, right in between the eyes.
Oh
with the glasses.
my
He was
God.
out to kill people.
I don't think
Okay,
he
we're
likes
talking
women.
about, by the way,
Insane.
it was a charity event, by the way, that Sam and Eric did together for
Splat
paintball
zone.
with listeners.
Splat zone.
And you were nearly killed by the paintballs.
Those things
Literally.
you got to be. That's what I'm saying. Up north, when it's colder
can-
out, you
yeah,
can
you
wear
can bundle
layers.
up.
But here it's
Yeah.
so hot.
And you're not.
We got
So,
What,
not
what a
paintball
jerk.
then.
Like, if I would never consider shooting my wife in the face.
yeah, this guy was
Well, that's good to know.
insane.
He did.
I know, but it sounds funny.
We have
Like,
audio
Hey, which,
of
by the
that.
way, our Houstonians are reminding us Red must be a very popular name for clubs because aside from Red Door and Red Star, there was Red Square.
Red Square
But that
was
before my
2200
clubbing
Louisiana.
days.
I used to
A lot of
broadcast.
how many reds were?
A lot of Reds.
Yeah.
No.
It had the
Red.
Russian theme.
So it wasn't Red Star? Maybe it was
No, Red Star was another one. I went there like in 2003.
Yeah, when we first.
Red Star
started.
and Red Door. Red Square, I was too young for that because I just remember hearing about it on KRB when I would listen.
Yeah, I did the broadcast
Square,
from there.
seventh
Red Square,
grade.
comrade.
Square.
Yeah, the Red Square.
The Red Square.
Red
where
Square dancing.
Kevin does the prank
Russian
calls.
square dancing.
All right,
Yeah,
coming up next.
vodka.
What happened on Roses today? Well, it has to do with a meddling stepdaughter. You'll hear it next on KRBE.